themselves and having a good time. But right in this room is one of our fondest memories of our oldest child, and his name is Thane Wren. And I don't remember his partner. My wife probably would, but the opposition was led by Joe Rose. The Roses are an awesome family. They've won nationals 3 times. The Roses personally won nationals 3 times. 4 times.
4 times.
The Reds only won it once. But we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, seriously. But this was the clash of the titans in this room, and it was a fine team policy debate. And the deal with Joe and Thane was that Joe often beat Thane. Often. Even at nationals, he beat him twice. And yet in this room, there was a sweet moment when Thane finally beat Joe Rose. Final round of team policy. And so a lot of sweet memories. Both of those guys have gone on to do some really great things. They're both lawyers now. Thane graduated from Columbia Law School. Joe came from Berkeley. Joe's been a lawyer in San Francisco about 5 years. Thane's worked there for 3 years. And now Thane's accepted a job as an assistant U.S. attorney. He's going to be a federal prosecutor in Manhattan. So we're kind of excited about that. And he's moving in July. So keep the big picture in mind, right? We're going for bigger things than wins and losses in rooms at West Valley College. We're going to learn how to communicate, right? Communicate well, to be people who tell the truth. And a true believer, a biblical believer, a Christian, believes in telling the truth effectively, persuasively, repeatedly, right? But not necessarily with the goal of winning every argument or of persuading everyone or causing conversion of everyone, right? That's not our goal. Our goal ultimately is to speak the truth in love. And we believe we have absolutely no power to change anybody's heart or mind, right? Only God has the power to change the heart or the mind.
Amen.
But the cool thing is, the absolutely cool thing is, he uses us in that process. And he wants to use you in that process. And he will speak through you. And Mr. Gates suggested we spend a few minutes while the tab room is doing their thing on just a quick kind of reading and a couple of thoughts on an awesome speech by the Apostle Paul. And you're probably familiar with it. You should be if you aren't. It's in Acts 17. What passage is that? What do we call that? Mars Hill. Somebody said. That was supposed to be the students. Absolutely. Mars Hill. But building up to Mars Hill, if you start at Acts 17:1, you have Paul doing what he normally did. If he came to a city, he's in Europe now. God told him, go over to Greece. He didn't want to, but God told him to go to Europe. So he did. And what would he normally do? If there was a synagogue in town, he'd go to the synagogue first. And the synagogues have this amazingly open policy. If they have like an eloquent biblical guy who comes in, they let him stand up and teach. We don't do that. Probably for some really good biblical reasons. They did that, right? So they'd let him come in, and he would come in to their turf, but he used all of their briefs. He used their evidence, right? And he proved to them that Jesus is the Christ, thus the Savior. And here is an example of it. He's in Thessalonica, It says, and this is verse 2, and Paul went in, as was his custom, and on 3 Sabbath days he reasoned with them from the scriptures, explaining and proving, see, these are debate words, explaining it, analyzing it, and proving that it was necessary for the Christ to suffer and to rise from the dead, and saying, this Jesus, whom I proclaim to you, is the Christ. Notice he didn't say, may I humbly suggest to you, you might just consider this a possibility. He proclaimed it, right? Very strong. So that's what he did with the synagogues. So the interesting thing is when he gets kicked out after 3 weeks. He basically spoke in the place long enough till they got mad enough that they threw him out. And so he gets taken down to Athens. And let me read this little bit of the story here. It says, now, while Paul was waiting for them at Athens, his spirit was provoked within him as he saw that the city was full of idols. So he reasoned in the synagogue with the Jews and the devout persons. He went to the synagogue there. And in the marketplace every day with those who happened to be there. Some of the, Epicurean and Stoic philosophers also conversed with him, and some said, what does this babbler wish to say? Others said, he seems to be a preacher of foreign divinities, because he was preaching Jesus and the resurrection. And they took him and brought him to the Areopagus, saying, may we know what this new teaching is that you are presenting? For you bring some strange things to our ears. We wish to know, therefore, what these things mean. Now, all the Athenians and the foreigners who lived there would spend their time in nothing except telling or hearing something new. So Paul, standing in the midst of the Areopagus, said, men of Athens, I perceive that in every way you are very religious. For as I passed along and observed the objects of your worship, I found also an altar with this inscription, to the unknown God. What therefore you worship as unknown, this I proclaim to you. The God who made the world and everything in it, being Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in temples made by man, nor is he served by human hands, as though he needed anything, since he himself gives to all mankind life and breath and everything. And he made from one man every nation of mankind to live on all the face of the earth, having determined allotted periods and the boundaries of their dwelling place. Excuse me, just pause for a second here. Did he dumb down God? Did he make him seem palatable, small, and acceptable, maybe pitiful? Like, try God. He might help you. He doesn't do that, does he?
No.
Okay, I'll ask again. Did he dumb down God?
No.
Did he make him small?
No.
No, he proclaims the truth that he's the Lord of what?
God.
He's God.
That's right, yes.
He tells these people, God doesn't need you. God made everything. You're utterly dependent on God. And he's so huge, you'll never fully comprehend him. He doesn't dumb down God. He doesn't make him smaller and palatable. Or he's not trying to craft his message so that these pagans will feel comfortable with God. That would do them a disservice. That would be like the government tampering with literature. Right? This would be a horror. Okay. He made from one every man and the boundaries of their dwelling place, that they should seek God and perhaps feel their way toward him and find him. Yet he is actually not far from each of us. For in him we live and move and have our being. Now, do you guys know where that came from? It's a quote from Greek literature. He's using their briefs now. He's proclaiming the truth, but he's using their literature. In him we live and move and have our being, as even some of your own poets have said, for we are indeed his offspring. Being then God's offspring, we ought not to think that the divine being is like gold or silver or stone, or an image formed by the art and imagination of man. The times of ignorance God overlooked, but now he commands all people everywhere to repent, because he has fixed the day on which he will judge the world in righteousness by a man whom he has appointed. And of this he has given assurance to all by raising him from the dead. You see, we are called, he's at this golden opportunity to proclaim the truth. And he's not utilitarian to the point where he says, I just want something that will work and be acceptable and produce an immediate response that I'm hoping to get, right? He's proclaiming the truth, and there's an abandonment here, a freedom that you proclaim the truth regardless of how these people might feel about it, because they need to know the truth. And he uses their evidence to deal with their own heart and to show them that their own literature supports what he's saying. In the final couple verses here. Now, when they heard of the resurrection of the dead, some mocked, but others said, we will hear you again about this. So Paul went out from their midst. But some men joined him and believed, etc., etc. So I'd just like to challenge you to learn how to proclaim the truth and to be bold. And when God gives you an opportunity, speak the truth persuasively, powerfully, proclaim it. It deserves to be proclaimed.
Amen.
Isn't it cool that Apostle Paul, was doing both speech and debate? He gave speeches and he did debate. He made it in the context of the synagogues, and he gave speeches in our text. All right, I have a few announcements, and then we're going to start with the Lord. So, a couple things. Ballots you'll find in the back when we are done. Please send someone from your club to get the ballots for your club, and you can take them home after that. Lost and Found is also in back. I don't know how many items are in Lost and Found exactly, but we moved some at least to a table on the right in the back. So if you've lost an item, please look there first, and we will hopefully it's there. If not, then let's clean up what's happening. We may find it, and if so, we'll keep the things we find, and you can contact us at the end. You contact me, and I'll see if we can find it amongst the lost and found. All right, and finally, at the end, I think this should be okay because we have plenty of time. We need to be off the campus by 10 p.m. That's our hard stop. We need to be all gone and cars exiting out the driveway.
Do you want to recycle badges?
Oh, yes. Okay, yes, we can do that. And while we are, okay, yeah, let's start. So the badges, if you guys can take off your badges if you have it, and pass it out to the sides, then we will pass these up to the maybe pass the badges. All right. Okay, so I want to say a couple words of thanks before we start the actual prizes and the awards. And then I'm going to ask Dr. Hennigan to come up and say a couple words. So first of all, I want to just thank so much our Clash parents for all of your hard work making this tournament work well. Folks that help from other clubs, so I want to thank them. Katya Randall. Thank you. And all the show. So thank you guys. And I want to especially thank West Valley College for this. As Mr. Wren pointed out, we've been having tournaments here for many, many years. And for that time, Mr. Hannigan, who I don't see at the moment.
He's still filling out his ballot.
Is he still?
The comments.
All right, we'll do it at the end. Has been our, I'm going to say a few words about him at the end. So we'll start off with the awards, and when he arrives at the very end, we'll thank him. All right? Okay, before we get started with the speech awards, I have a few timers that we want to thank. So we have 5 top timers that that were timed many, many rounds. So I have gifts for you. So when I call your name, if you timer, please come up and pick up your gift. All right. She's not here, but our number 1. Actually, I'm going to start with number 5. Our number 5 is Christine. Christine. Number 4, Matthew. Matthew Day.
Turn around, stand there.
Number 3, Caleb Brown. Number 2, Evelyn. And our number 1, but she's not here, is Rebecca.
Okay, smile. Look at me. Look at me.
That's my brother. That's my brother. All right. We are going to start with the extent award. All right. There were 6 folks in the final. But we have 4 check marks. We have 4 awards for those check marks. All right. So these are the top 4 teams, starting with speakers for extent.
Corey, John's here.
Oh, well, we're going to do it at the end. Sorry. Started already. All right. Number 4. From Touche, Mark Crow. Third place, from Fortitude, Grant Smith.
Grant Smith isn't actually here, but I'll be.
Second place, from Catalyst, Finn Anderson. All right. Placing first, from Capital, Benjamin Lang.
Why don't you take a picture first? Okay, look at me. Okay, everyone. 1.
Congratulations.
All right, now we are going to announce the top 10 speaker awards for Parli. Number 10, from Clash, Elizabeth Letts. Number 9, from Touche, Alex Wendler. Number 8, from Parli, Matthew Tirapelli. Number 7, from Modesto, Elizabeth Holland. Number 6, from Touche, Abby Smith.
Okay, look at me. You have small stage, so take 5 at a time. Matthew.
All right. Number 5, from Clash, Harrison Tang. Number 4, from Response, Madeline Prater.
That's my body partner.
Number 3, from Parli, Emma Randall. Number 2, from Catalyst, Peter Anderson. Nice. Number 1, from Parli, Lisa Randall.
Okay, look at me. Look at me. Oh, Alicia, come on a little bit forward a little bit. Okay, okay, look at me.
Okay. There are 9 teams that received check marks at the tournament. We have awards for all 9. Right. Number 9, from Response, Jung Jung. By the way, this is 4-2. Those are 4-2 teams, and then I'll say when it breaks to the right. Number 8, from Response, Brown Coley. Number 7, from Modesto, Brower Holland.
So Corey, we have a small stage, so I'll take 3, I think.
You guys are.
Can you move forward a little bit? Forward, yeah. Forward, because the camera can see. Okay.
Number 6, from Parli, Randall Tirapelli. Number 5, from Clash, Anderson Dieger. All right. That concludes the 4-2 teams.
Move forward, forward. Forward a little. Okay. Oh,
That's the
you
4-2
want
teams.
to? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Matthew and Mark is not going to fight you. Okay. Maybe he will.
All right, 5-1 record. There were 4 very closely ranked teams. 4th place, from Response, Chen Prater. In 3rd place, from Clash, Malone Tang.
Sorry.
All right, I'd like to have our finalists come up to the stage, please.
Corey, can I just
After the picture.
Yeah.
While they're taking a picture.
Oh.
All right. In the final round, between the teams of Smith Wendler from Touche and Gleason Randall from Parli, by a 5-2 decision.
Wow.
So, what? I'm going to announce the winner. So that's what's written down. And I realized now that the runner-up. We do the winner. So we're going to do the winner.
Nothing ever good.
Yeah.
After that, it's going.
You guys are gonna give up.
Commercial break.
All right, after that commercial break, in the final round between the teams of Smith, Wendler, Touche, Gleason, Randall, Parli by a 5-2 decision, the winner from Parli is Ray. right. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
As I mentioned,
Let's take a picture first. Okay. Move all a little bit. Move all a little bit. Move all a little bit. Yep, good. Okay, look at me. Smile, smile.
all right. Congratulations to everyone. Give a special thanks to our sponsor, Dr. John Hannigan. I'm going to give Mr. Hannigan a few minutes to talk here. In 1 minute, he says. But we really appreciate West Valley College and Dr. Hannigan and all that he's done for us many years. And we just want to give him an opportunity to say a few.
I love West Valley College. I went to West Valley College and I work at West Valley College. I pinch myself. I've been here 13 and a half years. And I pinch myself every time I come. Okay, almost every time. I am so delighted that you're here too. Over the years, many of you were just little runners and now you're juniors and seniors. And it's so cool to see you year after year after year. I'm so proud of you. You guys are doing such and I know you're told us a lot that you're doing great things and you are really smart and you're not even paying attention to me. Have a great evening. Congratulations. We'll see you next year.